Hello! Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. I have a surprise for you who might be bopping her head, won't she? Might be bopping her head. Yeah. It's a cat. It's a kitty. So her head's in a cone right now. She's in a cone because she's got chronic dermatitis, which we're helping you with. Yeah, you love the scritches. She loves the scritches. I will fix the camera in a moment. I've just gotten her to stop, she's very energetic. She very much likes to sit on my keyboard, so if the stream turns off, it's because she sat on the quit button. Free her. It is my cat. It is my new cat. We're not sure whether we're going to change the name that she had from the shelter yet, and we haven't firmly decided on a new name yet, so we're just going by her shelter name, which was Fairy. Let me tilt the camera down. Oh, I know. You love the pets. Oh, don't you? Love the pets. You love the pets. It is a beautiful little baby girl. New, but Mew works. So she is under 2 years old. We don't know her exact age, but she's been, yeah, I know. She's been kind of in and out of the shelter for a little bit. She got adopted out once, but they didn't really know how to manage her, skin issues, so they got a lot worse, and so they gave her back to the shelter, and she spent the last few months recovering with a foster family, and then just kind of being stressed in the shelter without anybody who wanted to take on a cat with itchy skin. Poor girl. But we decided to adopt her, and we're gonna try to help her get her itchy skin under control so that she doesn't have to wear a cone anymore. Unfortunately, at the moment, the cone is absolutely necessary. She will destroy her face if she does not have the— Oh, where you going? Oh, yeah, big pets. You coming back? More big pets? She is a very sweet kitty. She's a very sweet kitty. I'm gonna, basically I'm just gonna cut my face out of this because I don't think you guys need me. I don't think you guys are here for me. Kitty. Yeah, huh? She's got she loves pets. She's super affectionate. She's super cuddly, super energetic. She sleeps with me in bed. We've only had her for 2 days. She sleeps with me in bed. She sleeps on my chest in bed. She likes to sit in my lap. Do you want to get in my lap again? Is that what you're wanting? What? My bad. I'm so sorry that was so loud. Or maybe you guys didn't hear it and it wasn't that loud for you, and if so, bless. Bless. But there, it should be a more manageable volume for everybody else. She got freaked out by it. Hello. Okay, sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. I have been distracted by the cat. Or are you gonna explore? Are you gonna explore the cat tree? She'll be back up here in a hot minute. Hello. She will be back up in a minute. I literally just got this cat tree because she won't stop climbing on my desk, and I'm hoping that if I get her a cat tree where she can climb up there, see out the window, and see me adequately, that she will stop laying on my keyboard. I know, right? Slim chance, but I'm hoping because she's already deleted some of my writing and it's not good. Hello. Hey Chase, thank you for the 100 biddies. Thank you for those. It wasn't loud at all. Okay, good. Good. Thank you guys so much. She will come back up. Oh, hey, like I said, won't you? Do you want in my lap? Do you want to cuddle in my lap? You gonna come back? Do you want the— Oh, yeah. No, Kitty will come back. I have a feeling that, she is going to be much more of a member of the streams than Pumpkin was. She is much more social. She really likes being where the people are. A decoy keyboard? I haven't considered a decoy keyboard. That might actually be a very good, a very good move. Let me bring the camera down again, down to cat level. Ain't that right, kitty? Ain't that right? So yeah, if she does look a little bit worse for wear, it is because she basically just came home from the shelter and she's still a really itchy baby. She's still a really itchy baby. Oh yeah, get the scritches. Get the scritches. Yeah, we only got rid of some of the stuff after Pumpkin passed away. Some of it, you know, like some of it was stuff that she had like peed on, and so didn't want to use that with the new cat. We still have the old cat tree, but we put it downstairs in the basement or in the living room because it's much taller and she's a climber. So we wanted to give her a spot that was like really high so she could be above friends who came in and still feel very confident. And so now there's a small cat tree behind instead. I'm sorry, I'm like so far behind on the chat. I'm sorry. Meanwhile, she really loves her scritches. Cat cam time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring up the cat cam again. It's a cone kitty. Human is bed. She has her own beds. So like her spot, the spot that she really likes, is actually on our living room couch. The day that she came home, like I sat in my favorite blanket and she curled up in my lap, and ever since then she's obsessed with the blanket, and that is where she goes when I am not around. But if I am around, then she goes where I am, and she follows me around and she cuddles in my lap. She's pretty much, oh, what you doing? You're licking your, oh, that's not supposed to be in there. Hey, is it okay if I get that out for you? Thank you. There you go. Much better, huh? It's not supposed to be in your cone. Much better. So she is very energetic. She's a much younger cat than Pumpkin was, so. Her shelter name is Fairy, and we're still deciding on what to name her, right? Sorry. We're still deciding on what to name her. We were thinking of like Pixie, or maybe I thought it would be funny if we named her Ariel because she wants to be where the people are so bad. And she's so into pets and people and very, very friendly, not afraid of like pretty much anything, actually. She's really brave. She's a strong kitty. You like Ariel? Yeah, Pumpkin passed away earlier this year, back in April. She'll be doing that too. That is the sound of her scratching her cone instead of her face. That's why we're not getting rid of the cone, because she's gonna scratch up her face, huh? But we have like a whole bunch of things planned to try to help her with her to try to figure out what is causing her allergy and try to help her with it. But obviously we just brought her home, so we can't go like messing with her food and like messing with things too much. She needs time just to get used to us and this location. Enjoy your lurk, Mysterio. I'll redeem those for you. Okay. Oh, name that character. No! Chase, no. Are you done? Or do you want in my lap this time? Do you want in my lap this time? Does it feel weird because I'm talking to my computer? Last night I was talking at my computer and she really didn't like it. She was like, who are you talking to? Thank you, Zach. But yes, because she's like literally just off screen. She might need so because she's been sleeping with me, what that means is that I have not been getting really great sleep because she wakes up in the middle of the night we have these wipes. They're little wipes that help at least calm her skin. They don't fix the problem, but they treat the symptom for now, which is good because it helps her sleep. And so she doesn't really like it. But she'll let me scrub her head, huh? 'Cause you're itchy, aren't you? You're itchy. You don't like playing when you're itchy. I mean, nobody does, huh? Oh yeah, get in there. New kitty indeed. Don't worry, she will come back on screen in a moment. She is getting her medicated wipe to help her skin itch less so that won't be destroying. Oh, I know. Are you okay? Do you want more? Do you want more? So she's very kind, she's very patient. She doesn't really like scratch or bite or anything except by accident, you know, as cats do. Sorry, I'm concentrated. Me too. She is, we don't like 100% know her age, but she was with the shelter guesses she's about 1 year and 8 months. She was found by the shelter last year in March, and so she's kind of been with the shelter in the shelter system since then, the poor baby. But she's still really young, so she's probably going to be wearing a lot of costumes because, you know, I imagine that it might take a while for us to figure out what is causing her little skin allergy. And so I bought a bunch of things to help prevent her from scratching. She's got a bodysuit, she's got little paw mitts, she's got silicone cat claws, because when she came to her original adopted parents' home, I guess the stress of the move, and they already had another cat, and that just kind of really made her freak out. And she just like went at herself really badly and like came back just really not great. And she's still missing some hair on her face. Her face is still recovering. But she's come a long way. She's doing a lot better. And she also is itching herself a lot less now that she's with us and not at the pound anymore because she's kind of afraid of other cats a little bit. Does she still have a Midwest accent? Because she's from Oklahoma. Do you want to come in here? No. Thinking about it? That's fair. I did suddenly come home and start screaming at the camera in a way that you're not used to. So this is baby's first stream. Oh, here she comes. This is oh, you're going in my lap. Oh yeah, you are. You're going in my lap. No, now you're not going in my lap. It takes a little while for the wipes to kick in, but hopefully she will be scratching her face less. She's very comfy. It's down here. Are you gonna jump on the cat tower? Do you want to try to jump on the cat tower? Do you want to go? You can do it, yeah. It looks fun to jump on, doesn't it? Oh no, you don't want to jump because you got your cat cone. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, she's off. She's off the desk for now. She'll probably be back. She'll probably be back again soon. Yeah, hello. We should be able to put in a donut-style cone instead of the plastic cone of shame. Yeah, the donut one is not gonna work because she goes at herself a little bit too aggressively, and it wouldn't prevent her from, like, even with the cone she has, she can still access her paws, and she is kind of licking the crap out of her paws, which is why we bought her little booties. I did buy a soft cone to try around her neck. I was advised that she already knows how to get out of those, so I haven't yet wanted to try it. I'm, again, probably gonna wait at least a couple more days for her to fully settle in before I start messing with anything, you know, any of the routines that she had established when she was at the kennels. But I do have a soft collar that I would like at least to try because she really doesn't like that cone. I want to get that cone off of her as soon as possible. She really doesn't like it. And like when she walks around, she's like, she like waddles around, like her head's going this way and her butt's this. It's very funny. She's not suited to the cone. So, that's Cara, more kitty. I mean, fair, but I'm not gonna force her to come sit on camera if she doesn't want to. She's still, like I said, this is her first stream. I figured that me streaming would probably be stressful for her because I'm suddenly going to be like really loud and there's lights and it's like scary, but she's not going to want to leave the room. So that's why I figured we'll do a short stream today. try to get her used to it, let her know that this is a normal thing that happens every like Tuesday and Thursday. But yeah, so that's why it's a shorter stream. Really just trying, I'm really trying hard to make sure that her stress levels are in check, because from my observation, stress does affect like how aggressively she itches and like grooms herself. And so we are really trying to take it slow and easy with her so that she doesn't get scratched. Poor baby. I got a thing in my hair? Do I have a thing in my hair? I might not have a thing in my hair. It might be the or maybe I do have a thing in my hair. I don't care. I don't care. But yes, hello. Thank you guys for coming to see our new kitty. Does she still sing "Oh, what a beautiful morning"? No, that would be very cute. She does like it when I sing to her. She's already bonded to me hardcore. I don't know what I did, but she's bonded to me hardcore. Tiny fuzz. Oh, I've got a fuzz in my hair? Man. Well, couldn't find it. Granny hated it. Actually, Fairy, so she's very, like, she's very much, it's funny having her, she's such a contrast to Pumpkin, because Pumpkin was an old kitty who was very afraid of everything, didn't really like people, liked to cuddle, but like not super social necessarily. And this one is rambunctious, so much energy, constantly staring at you, trying to figure you and everything else out, very vocal, talks a lot, likes to jump a lot onto everything, so we're gonna have a lot of cat trees to try to keep her off the kitchen counters, because she likes the kitchen counters. There's a lot. She really likes, I got her a little like toy ball that you put food into, and she has to like figure out how to get the food out of it. She really likes that toy. Pumpkin sounds like Sophie. Yeah. It's gone now? Okay, sweet. Sweet. But yes, she is quietly sitting. I'll see if I can install the thing that I used to have on my app. The cat cam to show you guys, because I remember what it was and I can download it. And I like bought a lifetime pass for it, so I'll get that up and you can see her. She is literally just sitting by the doorway. That's all she's doing. Donut's bed so he doesn't have to jump so high. Lifetime cat cam. Yes. So it's been very, I haven't gotten good sleep. That's another reason why this stream is gonna be quite short today. I haven't slept. She's not, I want to be clear, she's not bad to sleep with. I'm just not used to sleeping with, like, Pumpkin would sleep next to me on the bed. She wouldn't sleep on top of me. This cat will literally spend 7 hours on top of my chest as long as I don't move. And she likes to keep her face like an inch from my face. So she's like on my chest and she's like right here. And she's got a cone and she doesn't, like, she tries to rub her cheeks on you and forgets that there's a cone. So you're getting stabbed in the face with a cone. It's not, I want this cone to be gone. Okay. Since she likes to sit on the kitchen, oh, to watch you cook. That seems very nice. I'm not sure what she wants to do in the kitchen, but she really wants to jump onto the oven stovetop, and that's what freaks me out. She clearly hasn't had experience with stoves and them being dangerous, and like, yeah, so gotta find a way to keep her off of the kitchen counters, because she does not know what an oven is. Trying to off you with the cone. She does give us cone whiplash. But yeah, bad sleep. Used to sleep directly on your neck. Yeah. She'd suffocate you. Yeah, Fairy, I swear, my guess based off of kind of what we've observed, I think she might have been the runt of her litter because she's almost 2 years old, which, like, according to the internet, she's fully grown already, and she basically looks like a big kitten. She is, like, tiny. She has very small bones. She's only, like, 7.5 pounds. She's a really tiny, tiny little baby, and she's got, like, such pointed... She's so tiny. So it's not hard for her to sleep on my chest and like not be too bothersome. The baby is currently grooming her toe. She's to the left. She will probably jump up here again before the stream is done. Won't you, Fairy? Oh, are you coming back already? Oh yeah, you're coming back. And down. Oh, it's so itchy, huh, Fairy? Hey, Connor! Thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. I think she wants to jump. I think she wants to jump over here again. Do you want to go, Fairy? No. No, you don't. Oh, you want to come in my lap? You want to come hang out in my lap? Do you want more space? I'll back up. Get the good scratch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Under the collar, right? Oh yeah. Wanna come in my lap? Yeah. She really likes head scratches. Partially because she's itchy. She loves heat. I think that heat helps her be less itchy. I'm not sure if that's true. Maybe she just likes cuddling and enough that it distracts her from the itchiness. Yeah. Yeah, huh? Are you gonna lay down? Oh, yeah. You're laying down? Oh my god. You're a cutie, aren't you? She's purring. Oh dear. She doesn't have fleas. She has a skin condition called chronic dermatitis. They've eliminated parasites, so it's not caused by parasites, and they weren't really able to, she's on a hypoallergenic diet, but they weren't really able to put her on an elimination diet while she was at the shelter. So it'll be our job to figure out what she's allergic to that's causing her skin to itch so that she will stop scratching. She does make biscuits, and her nails are still very sharp, aren't they? And you've scratched me a whole bunch of times already, haven't you? Because your nails are super sharp. We're gonna cut her nails tonight. I think she trusts me enough that I can cut her nails. But yeah, as you can tell, she is extremely affectionate and very sweet. Sitting on laps is her favorite thing. She loves to do it. She loves heat. She loves cuddles. She loves staring in your eyes. Affectionately, don't you? You love staring in the eyes affectionately. And she likes it when you talk to her or sing at her. Especially when you make eye contact when you do it, huh? You don't even know what I'm saying, but you like that I'm saying something. To you in particular. So yeah. So people will give you money to pay for her. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, sure. Let's make a fairy fund for all of the cat the like 93 cat towers she wants in our apartment. Goes treat cut. We don't have treats at the moment because she's on her special hyperallergenic diet, huh? So they didn't have treats to give us, and I don't want to give her any treats because the hypoallergenic diet helped. It didn't fix it, but it did help a lot. So as you can tell, she has fur over most of her body, and she didn't used to. So now kind of she has a couple patches on the inside of her legs and like underneath her paws, and then obviously the patches on her face, but thankfully she has all of the rest of her fur. Again, it's grown back. So her name for right now is Fairy. That's her shelter name, and we're still trying to decide on what we want to name her exactly. Huh, Cuddlebug? Making biscuits? I'm sorry, she's very... Patches, the name Patches. Probably not. She doesn't seem like a Patches. She's a little bit too, She does remind me of a fairy, like Tinkerbell or something like that, but I already had a cat named Tinkerbell, so... Yeah, we're thinking something along the lines of, like, mischievous, probably a little mystical because her face makes her look kind of like an elf, so she does look a little elfin. You've returned with Donut. You think animals understand tone? You never speak to them. I had heard that for animals, or for cats that really like to meow, they like it when their humans talk at them. Patches is reserved for an ne'er-do-well. Yeah, we can still change her name. She's very smart, so I don't think she'll have a problem with that. Additionally, we could, like, that's kind of why Ariel seemed like a good choice, because Fairy and Ariel sound kind of similar, so I don't think that would be too big of a change if we needed to make it. She's just out. She's sleepy. I don't think she's been getting enough sleep when she was in the shelter. Obviously, I mean, shelters are awful places, so she's just been out, like, most of the time that we've had her after the first day when she was wired as heck. She's just passed out, and her favorite place to sleep is me. Puck. Oh, Puck's cute. Puck's cute, but I think Puck would be for a more... The thing is that she's mischievous, but, like, not intentionally so far anyways. It's only been, like, 2 days. She's mischievous, but it's just because she's really, really curious. Whereas, like, I've had other cats that are like, I'm doing this to spite you. And she seems like, if she realizes that something she's done is kind of upsetting to us, then she doesn't do it anymore. So she actually hasn't been jumping on the kitchen counters too much because, like, it was clear that we didn't like it. So I don't think that she's, like, a mean mischievous. I think she's just, like, too curious for her own good. You like the name Ariel? Oh, pumpkin and squash. Pumpkin and spice. Go with the gourd theme. It's good to keep the last syllable the same, but most cats are smart enough to figure out their new names anyways. Oh, nice. Ariel's nice. It's really just because I thought, like, every time I look at her, I think, I want to be where the people are. And I'm like, yeah. She's gonna be one of those cats who, like, runs up to see who the new person at the door is and, like, is excitedly greeting new people, which is great. I've never in my entire life had a cat that does that, so it'll be interesting to see. Cucumbers are also gourds. A QQ? Man, maybe not QQ, that sounds like something else. You love animals and you want to help them. You can't see animals suffer daily. That's fair. It's honestly, sorry, I would recommend checking it out anyways, because what I learned from the shelter here is that apparently in Seattle, I didn't see this coming. I don't know if you guys saw this coming, but apparently people here cannot get enough of animals, and, like, they don't have enough pets in the shelters to give to people. So they actually accept animals from all over the United States, like excess animals, to give to people here because they just don't have enough cats and dogs. So you might want to check your shelter and see, maybe they have a similar situation so it won't be as much of a bummer. See if there's something like that. Regardless, you can also probably, like, volunteer to, like, play with the animals and stuff like that, so you can be the bright spot in their day instead of having to be sad. Yes. New kitty. She's making biscuits. She feels very comfortable. It's gonna be interesting. She gets really mad when I type on my keyboard. Can you pick up your tail? There you go. Yeah, you're making biscuits on my stomach and it hurts a little bit, huh? Here. There you go. Much better. Oh, you want pets. She wants pets. Is that why you were looking up at me beseechingly? This is exactly what you needed. Kitty cuddles today? Just in a little kitty cuddles. That's fair. Oh, did she mew? Yeah. Quiet purr. Yeah. So as you can see, the wipe has helped. She is not scratching nearly as much as she once was, and instead she feels comfortable enough to cuddle me in my lap. And she's pretty unflappable. Like, as long as I am not alarmed by anything, she doesn't get alarmed by any loud noises or anything, which is really great because we live on a busy road and like nothing has spooked her. Pixie is a very cute name as well. Melusina? Melusina. The background music is appropriate. She wasn't making biscuits, she made herself a loaf. Oh yeah. If there's one place that I am extremely flexible, it's my hips. I used to do gymnastics as a child, so I've retained a lot of flexibility, thankfully. Bit kitty. Pixel? Oh, Pixel's cute too. We talking American or British biscuits? All biscuits are good biscuits in my opinion. Oh, I'm so sleepy. Do you want me to talk a little bit quieter? Are you getting a little sleepy? But I'm not sure if you guys have been able to get a good look at her face, but if you do, first of all, you'll see it's a little bit mangled, but second of all, you'll see that she's got like, just like a very elf-looking face. And yes, my evil plan is going according. But really, if you're an evil person and your cat loves you that much, to be like asleep in your lap and purring while like your minions come in to give you reports, doesn't that mean that you're actually a good person? Like, you treat your cat well, you know? She is not on pain meds, she's on an immune suppressant to control her itching. From what I can, I have so many pages of medical files that I've read through for her. Based off of that, she's been on this for a while, and they've tapered down the dose to what it is now, and that seems to be the right dose for at least keeping it in check enough that she's not going after the rest of her body. But yeah, we are going to be bringing her into the vet and getting started on the long journey of figuring out what is causing her itchiness. Yes, or the cat is well, I didn't think about that. Also, Boys to the Max, thank you for resubscribing as well. I'm sorry I didn't see that. I don't have my headphones on because I want to hear her noises. So I'm sorry, but thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. Hashtag not all cats, but hashtag most cats. The streamer whose cat despises her? Oh, that's so sad. I would hate if that happened. Your hips are as limber as a plank. Well, I did the gymnastics and then I continued the one stretch for hip strength. Because she's so quiet while I speak. Yeah. Like I said, honestly, and like, I've done a lot of things, like, I've been loud, I've accidentally bonked her cone, I've accidentally hit her, I've done a lot of things that, like, you know, most cats would be like, forget this, I'm outie, but she just does not care. She, for some reason, and I don't know the most healthy cat in the world or something, but she already completely trusts me. Completely. I don't know what I did to deserve it, but she trusts that I have the best intentions for her and that I'm not trying to harm her, so she does not get scared of anything I do, no matter how loud I am. So. She's chill. This hip strength stretch? Oh, it's just, it was just the butterfly stretch The butterfly stretch is one that I will sit in for long periods of time while reading books or watching stuff. At this point, yeah. Everybody's hips are shaped differently though, so not everybody's hips are going to be able to achieve the same level of flexibility. So I think that that's part of it. I think I was just born with like flexible hips. Jumping and pawing at the doorknob. Like cross-legged? No. Butterfly is like, if my hands are your legs and these are your feet, butterfly is when you do this, and you try to pull your leg in as close to your chest as you can, and if you can, and lay your knees flat on the ground, and then if you can, you like bend your torso down towards it as well. I have like an obscene level of flexibility with this stretch, so my legs are always fully on the ground, and then I can put my whole head on the floor as well, and I will like sit there for a very long time because it's very relaxing to me. I hold a lot of tension in that part of my legs, so I love that stretch. Basically any hip opening stretch I love. Yeah. Panda is relatively high strung and easily spooked. See, I love butterfly stretches. And yeah, it's very strange because Pumpkin was spooked by everything, so it's very strange to have this cat that is just like unflappable, super brave. Hey, Rom, hello! Thank you so much for resubscribing for a year. Congrats on your 1 year. Can we get some chariot dances in the chat to celebrate? I can't reach the button with the cat in my lap. Bam, there we go. Did it. See, the stretch that I'm still working on is the one where you lay your two legs together and you reach out. I've actually had my hips have been tilted too far forward for me to do the stretch, and like it's taken me months, but I have finally gotten my hips to straighten out so I can fully straighten and reach out and bend a little bit while I'm doing that whole stretch, and my hips are in the right position. So it's taking some time, but we're getting there. Jumps on your belly and tries to kiss you. Oh, that's so cute. Are you okay? Yeah, but yeah, she's a good girl. All right, thank you, Miss Therio. Thanks for coming. Goodbye. Thanks, Rom. Yeah, she's a real sweetheart, and honestly, more than anything, I'm just really happy to see her like relaxed and sleeping. I felt so bad for her when we saw her in the shelter and she was just itching up a storm, and like, you know, shelters are not places for cats to recover from health issues. So, but yeah, how's everybody else doing? I got a laser pointer because turns out the laser pointer is the toy that she loves the most already from the one they had at the shelter, and like she doesn't like almost any of the other toys that I got her, so laser pointer it is. She has had fleas before. She doesn't have fleas now. She has had both fleas and ringworm before. Poor baby. Poor baby has had just a time. She's also had an upper respiratory infection before. She's only 2 years old. She's already had so many of these things. She's already been adopted by a family and they gave her up after a month. She's experienced a lot. And she's spayed. Poor girl. So. Ooh, nice Rom. Can't wait to hear it. It's still mentally exhausted from coming out to people. That's real. That's real. Congratulations, though. I hope that, well, I guess maybe the holiday breaks are coming up, and hopefully that can help you relax. I feel you, though. I'm, like, I'm not doing too hot. I'm stressed. I'm destroyed. Although, I will say that, I have found that I am a pet person. Pets are good for a lot of different, things. Pets definitely help me. Pets definitely help my mental health. Not to mention her being a loaf who likes to sit in my lap and keep it nice and warm, which I love because I'm such a cold-bodied person. Cover is going to be far from simple. Nor Oh, Rom, I gotta hear that cover. I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it, Rom. You should get allergy shots. You can get allergy shots. I've also heard, and like, don't take my word for this, but I've heard that like getting a good air filter can help with that a lot. At least at cat cafes, they have like high-powered air filters to help out with that. How did my family react when I came out to them? Well, to be honest, my family always suspected that I was a lesbian. I'm not a lesbian, I'm pan, but they thought I was a lesbian. And so, you know, they just kind of were like, oh, okay, and then we didn't talk about it. So, my family is not really a judgmental family, so I don't think that they care. They've always been okay with it. They just more have like, so what does it mean than anything else. Ooh, good luck, Rom. Once you sat on him, oh no. Oh, stuff like that can happen sometimes though. Which way do I put these in? Is it this way? Ooh. I'm sorry, baby. Thank you for, oh, nails. Thank you for not minding that I accidentally threw a battery in your face. Thanks, you're so chill. I honestly don't even understand how you're so chill. I just threw a battery in your face and you didn't even flinch. All right. Pin part, go bottom, and laser. I just never know which side is up for the batteries, you know what I mean? Your dad nearly had a heart attack. That's fair. It all depends. You know, my parents, I think I must have given off a lot of signals as a youth. And like in hindsight, that's fair. I'm definitely demisexual, so I definitely did not respond to things the way that like you should. So like they noticed my apparent lack of interest in men and concluded I was into women. And like that's not what it was. But like, you know, I had a lot of signals to my parents, so they were prepared, I think. Here we go. Okay, it's working. She is a chill cat. Spring isn't, okay, yeah, got it. It's attention, I'll take it. Honestly, yeah. He was so small. Yeah, it's really hard. I'm honestly pretty scared because like I don't want to kick her, and she's small enough. Like I don't want to kick her. Pets love unconditionally. They do. Thank you, Smee. Goodbye. Completely without gaydar. There you go. I'm sure that, you know, the first time you tell your parents you know, if they've never thought of it before, then they're probably going to be like, whoa, I have to, you know, like reinterpret, you know, a lot of things. You know, just because when you're used to thinking in the like heterosexual, heteronormative, like, you know, my kid, even, I mean, parents have this even with like, oh God, I want my kid to be a doctor. You know, parents have this even with that. So like, it's normal, I think, for a parent to be like a little bit, if they didn't see it coming, just like, oh, and like need some time to process what it all means. So I wouldn't necessarily take like a kind of like surprised reaction in a negative way. You know, there's some like, you gotta be like, oh, okay, got it. You have enough gay relatives to know a couple times. Listen, I have really terrible gaydar. I have like super bad gaydar. I have such bad gaydar that like I didn't realize that Jimmy Wetzel was gay. And let me tell you why. It's because he told me he wasn't. And I'm just the kind of person, like my spectrum of masculinity to femininity like doesn't exist because my parents didn't raise me in a household where like women had to behave like women and men had to behave like men, and that was even a thing. If anything, my dad was the very opposite, and he kept being like, look at these famous women who are like astronauts and like Supreme Court justices advances and like look at all the things. So like my parents were very much the opposite of that. So like I lack gaydar because I'm just like, anybody can behave in any way and it doesn't necessarily tell you anything specific about them unless they say that that's what they are, right? So like my gaydar is just gone because I'm always like, I just accept everybody at face value. I'm like, yeah, you're just an extremely feminine heterosexual cis man. That's fine. Like, and sometimes it's not right, and sometimes people want you to figure it out, but like, nope. Oh, you're ready for more pets, huh? Oh, Pandora. It's okay though. He's fine, you know? Dante, that's real. Listen, you don't need to come out to everybody. You know, you come out to the people who it's important for you to come out to. And if you want to be like completely open to the whole world, do it. But like, dude, nobody, unless it's like, I guess I will make an exception for like, you're going in on like buying a house or like having sex with someone and you need to, you know, disclose your STI history to your sexual partners, right? But like, barring circumstances like that, like nobody deserves to know your inner world, right? Like that's a choice that you make. So you don't need to tell people who you don't want to tell. You know, you don't need to. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. But not everybody, you know, just because they're family doesn't mean that they deserve to hold something that is very vulnerable for you, you know? Yeah. Super sports gun, electric guitars. A quiet bookworm as a kid and you didn't care about trying to yeah, see, similar, very similar space. Often behavior is adopted to give off signals, yeah. I mean, it's fair. Listen, I'm not saying that the way that I think is right because I miss a lot of social cues because I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. That's just the way they behave. You know when like people tell you, this is normal for me, and like what they actually mean is, I'm suffering, and like it's a problem for me because I'm just like, oh, okay, it's normal for you, and I just like accept it. You know, there's all these things where people want you to read in between the lines, and I am such that I'm just like, okay. So it's not always the right thing. But yeah. Exactly, Battle Tank Bob. Exactly. When you stop making assumptions about people. Making assumptions makes an ass of you and me. Yeah, you got a very strong cat. This is a cat. We are talking about cats. We're also talking about gaydar and my lack of it. You've only been attracted to 2D men. Relatable. Sorry. Consider whether you might be demisexual. Just consider. Consider whether your sexuality might be something that you only really strongly experience when you already have formed an intimate connection with somebody. Because, yeah, that sounds similar to what I've experienced. How are you as a greeting? This correct response is good, thanks, and you. It's rough in England when you're British. Because, like, if you're American, you get to go in and everybody's like, oh, Americans, we love to hate them. And, like, nobody, like, I could go anywhere in the world and just be a dick and be like, ask people questions that are invasive, and everybody's like, nah, she's American, they don't know any better. And, I mean, I guess that's true. So... but yes, this is our new cat that we've adopted. Fairy. Well, Fairy for now. Still deciding on what her new name will be. I don't know how we're gonna figure that out. We've been like waiting to observe her behavior as she calms down to figure out what name suits her the best. Until you say you're Canadian, not American, then they're like, oh, you guys. Their hat. Oh yeah, her little cone. Yeah, she's got a cone because she's got a skin condition, so she itches herself like crazy. The cone is for her own protection to make sure that she doesn't, you know, wound herself, because cats' tongues are so rough that if they groom, they can take out all of their hair and then they can start, you know, causing damage to their skin. So that's why she keeps her... I would love to take it off, but that's why she's got a cone on. Fairy is a good name. fairy, pixel, pixie, and Ariel. Man. I'm sure that, like, over time, one of those names is gonna start feeling right, and that's kind of what I'm waiting for at the moment. I actually own Wildermyth already, and it's a game that I've really wanted to stream, so I can say that yes, I will consider it. I will probably do it eventually. As another heads up for everybody, I am going to be taking a break from streaming from the 15th of December through to the end of the month, just a little holiday break for myself. So yeah, anticipate that, but I'll be back in January. Oh, I'm aware, Chase. I'm aware because Americans do it to pretend to be Canadian. Nobody puts Canadian flags on the... Yeah. Yep. Pixel would be very on brand. Yeah. It just depends on what suits her personality, you know? I'm very like... Honestly, I'm impressed that her eyes are closed when I'm like sitting directly above her yelling. I'm like, when I stream, for whatever reason, I guess because I'm theater trained, so like anytime that I have to like speak professionally, I start projecting like I'm on a stage. It's just a reflexive habit at this point, and it's a good habit to have. It actually protects your voice, so it's not like it's one that I want to get rid of. But point being, I'm a lot louder than I should be, and she is so chill about it. So chill. How dare you indulge in self-care? Yeah. Man, listen, again, I'm not saying to be like me because I think that I have a very particular kind of personality and a lot of people wouldn't do this and people don't like it all the time. But like, I just like, I don't know, when it comes to social rules and stuff like that, like accepting circumstances when it's like, you know, for work. If a friend's like, how are you doing? And they clearly want me to say fine and I'm not doing fine, I am honest about it. And if they get awkward, all right, I'm not gonna force them to talk about it, you know, but like, I'm also not gonna lie. Anyways. Oh, also, I need to update that Nightbot thing. I put out the Patreon video yesterday, late. It is on writer's block. So that for anybody who's interested in hearing me talk about how to deal with writer's block, it's only a 30-minute video. $2 on the Patreon. There you go. My favorite holiday songs. God, I didn't really grow up with... I guess Silent Night is probably one of my favorites. Silent Night and Oh Christmas Tree, and the reason those are my favorites is because I learned them in German when I was like really, really, really young, and those are the songs that my family had, and so they're the ones that probably feel the most like authentically Christmas to me, even though I know them in German. Oh, Tannenbaum. If she's a gamer cat. Ooh, that's impressive as hell, Yellow Ring. Why are you yelling? It's like, what they don't understand about projecting is that you're not yelling. You're just using your diaphragm. Oh, Americans. The thing about Americans is that we're not very welcomed abroad, but like, if you're a white person, we're very friendly to you if you're coming to visit. A stuffed like little controller. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. That one meme is not a blessing and a curse in social situations. Too blunt about anything that, yeah, wow, that's very relatable, Jenna. Very relatable. But like, man, I don't know. It's fine. I just, you know, at this point, like, really, when it comes to social situations, like, I'm aware that, like, I might miss social cues sometimes. I either miss social cues or I can't be fucking bothered to deal with social cues. I'm just very tired. So, like, for me, honestly, I'm okay with the fact that, like, you know, I've accepted my personality. I've accepted that my personality comes with strengths and weaknesses. And like what those strengths and weaknesses are, honestly, kind of varies depending on who you ask, depending on like what, you know, what a given person, you know, to some people my confidence will be a strength, and to some people my confidence will look like arrogance and it won't be a strength. And like, meh, you know, if I'm oblivious and I'm too blunt and all those kinds of things, you know, if that's a problem for a friend that I have, I will definitely try to accommodate them. But as far as just people out in the real world, I can't be bothered. I'm just gonna show up the way that I am. Look, there's a lot of different kinds of people in the world, and instead of me trying to fit into this stupid little box, how about you just accept me as I am, and I'll accept you as you are, and everybody moves on with their lives. I'm so tired. But this is why I make very particular kinds of friends. There's just some people who are never gonna like that I am this way, so... Oh, Tannenbaum. Yep. Stille Nacht, hellige Nacht. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. That's pretty good. I do like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Ooh, I do like Carol of the Bells. I do. I really love Carol of the Bells, actually. As long as you stay within their expectations and behavior patterns. Accurate. And now you're working to make yourself a bit more blunt again. Ain't that how it goes? I've never seen any of the Charlie Brown holiday specials, and they're like up on some streaming platforms, so I need to go watch them. Maybe like, was it Disney Plus? I don't know. Someplace got them. Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out comes good old Santa Claus. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. I remember that song. No, I don't care that it's raining. Oh, Apple Plus. Oh, that's fair. I do have Apple Plus, so that's fair. They're objectively boring and you watch them every year. It's fair. They might be more tailored to people who like watch Charlie Brown as a kid. Outside of a retail setting, you enjoy some of it. Yeah. Now they suck, but back then it was awesome. I never saw much of Charlie Brown on TV, but I did go see a play about Charlie Brown in my hometown, so I guess I got the wrong Charlie Brown experience. Diehard Christmas nerd. Oh no, I love Christmas. Are you kidding me? No, I love Christmas. I haven't put up any of my decorations yet, and guys, I'm so backlogged. Just like puts head in hands. I decided to adopt a cat when I was already backlogged. I need to go out and buy a Christmas tree. I need to put up decorations. I need to order presents for a whole bunch of different people. I need to do work. I need to clean my entire apartment because my landlord's coming for an inspection. There's so many things that are happening, and it's very there's a lot there. Happy December. Nice and calm December. I like snow. I like how they do snow up here in Seattle, where it tends to snow just for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and then for nothing else. It's kind of awesome. 99% done Christmas shopping. I'm still making, I've got like half of it done. I'm still trying to decide on because you know when you have family and you're like, oh, now I have, I have my sisters and then I have my stepbrothers and I have in total that's six other people, not counting my parents, my sets of parents now to give presents to. And so, when it comes to things like this, I'm always like, am I gonna give everybody an individual present? Is that a thing that I'm gonna do? If I'm gonna do that, then these presents are gonna be like $10 each. No, you're fine. You're fine, Harvest. I'll have everything. I'll have everything. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to
bonk you in the head. I did it again, didn't I? I'm sorry, sweetheart.
We don't need to postpone it unless you want to, unless you think that you need the extra time. I think that I'll be fine by then. It's just that this week and next week.
Oh, big purse. Ooh, big purse.
Hello. Yeah, I don't think that I can buy a real tree because apartment. So, alas. But I did read about that. I heard that like buying real trees is actually better for the environment as long as your city has like a tree recycling thing that they do. If you don't have a tree recycling thing and you just throw away the tree, then it's bad. Don't throw. Just so you guys know, if you can compost things, generally do it. The whole idea behind composting is basically that things that are made of organic materials that go into the garbage patch, because they're like folded between all this other garbage that doesn't decompose, it releases methane into the atmosphere instead of decomposing into just like regular, I forgot what the byproducts are that it normally decomposes into. But like that's the idea. So if you throw out your Christmas tree in the garbage, it's gonna get piled under a whole bunch of other trash, and then it's gonna release a lot of methane. But if you recycle it in an or compost it in an appropriate area, then that won't happen, and then it's better. So yeah. Pandor, if you keep, oh that hurt. If you keep your synthetic trees for a long time, then they're also equally green. I think it's like you have to keep your tree for like at least 5 or 7 years before it's like good go. And honestly, for me, that's probably gonna be the thing, just because going out to buy Christmas trees is a big spoon demand. So it'll just like, I'm more likely to put up the tree if it's plastic and light and easy for me in particular. And I'll probably keep it for my whole life because I don't intend to swap out a bunch of trees. Yeah. Feliz Navidad. Carbon and stuff? I think it's carbon dioxide and something else. I'm busy. Yeah, hopefully only for like another week or 2. But does my cat like to crawl on my shirt? So far, she hasn't. She likes. I'm sorry if this is TMI, but she just loves my boobs. She loves them. They're pillows. They're very soft. She loves them. So instead of crawling in my shirt, she just goes straight for that. She's like, pillow! So that's where she goes. And it needs repotting because it's wonky. Oh. Oh, that's cute, Space. A real tree would fit in your house. You can actually get trees of varying sizes because they grow them like all kinds of different sizes for people. But yeah, real Christmas trees, transporting them, they're just they're just a hassle. I have done real Christmas trees back when I lived with Jeff, back with Space Hamster when we were roommates. Because his family traditionally does like real Christmas trees, and I had never done one, so I always went with him to pick out the tree, and like it was very cool. But honestly, if Jeff had not been there to be the one like tying the tree and like telling me how everything works, then like I wouldn't have been able to do it. It's just a lot. It's just a big ask. Big ask. Oopsies. Sorry about that, Chip. Hey, it's Bees! Thank you so much for resubscribing! Welcome back to the fold! Woo-woo! And it was fun. It's so much work. It has a short ticking clock. I also didn't smell the smell that you're supposed to smell. Like, what was that? Where was the smelling of the smell? If she goes in my shirt, won't it tickle you a bit? Like, do you mean like under the shirt or on top of the shirt? Either way, it is a little ticklish. It does feel a little weird. Her nails are really sharp though right now, so like really it's just painful. Her cuddles are a little painful. unfortunately. Monkey Bay! Hello, thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. This is our new kitty. She doesn't have a confirmed name yet because we're still deciding, but her shelter name is Fairy. And she's a sleepy girl. Oh no! Oh, that's dumb. Here, it's bees. I'll whisper it. Where'd it open? I'll whisper an invite to you, because you've been subscribed for a while. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to get into the Discord. Let me give you an invite. Whisper. There you go. I have whispered it on Twitch. You should have it. Whew, there we go. Oh, thank you for the 100 biddy space. Thanks for letting the... Oh, now we got a hype train. My necklace? Oh, the necklace that I'm wearing? Hello, Sunny Stuff. Hello, welcome in. Are you here for cat? Like everybody else? It's been a year already? Wild. Man, I'm so glad you did too. You've been such a wonderful, like, bright energy in this space. Thank you so much. This is my necklace. I think this is a brown tourmaline. I don't know. I'm actually really fond of things that are brown. I think brown is a very underrated color. I'm just putting that out there. I want to eventually design a bedroom that's mostly brown so that it feels like a cave. But anyways, yeah, this is my necklace. It's a tourmaline rock. I love rocks. I love crystals. I love gems. I love them. I want to eventually have like my whole apartment decked out in really cool crystals that have lights underneath them, like my grandpa did. So 80s bedroom. Maybe not exactly an 80s bedroom, but more like honestly, if you know furniture design styles, then more like kind of like Zen inspired, but not really Zen. It's not gonna make any... I've got to show you guys my living room because it's like not that great. It's fine, but it's like basically set up now, and I feel really proud of it. Because I haven't been able to design my own living space until now. So I'm 28, almost 29, in fact. Dante! Thank you for resubscribing as well. Welcome back to the fold. Sorry, I'm trying not to scream because her eyes are fully closed. She's about to start twitching. She's about to start twitching in her sleep. Okay, still reading. The wood era, I do love. But what about The Rock? The Rock's actually pretty cool from everything I've heard about him. Oh, and Rose Quartz. Oh, I love Rose Quartz. Rose Quartz is so sweet. Well, I watched the Game Awards on Thursday. Probably not. I don't really tend to watch awards shows just in general. Yes, the P.O. box is still the same. Actually, good on you for asking, because I am eventually going to change it. But for now, it's the same. I accidentally paid for an extra 3 months, so it's the same. One of those salt rocks. Oh, like the salt lamps? Yeah, actually, I've been wanting one. Not because they're supposed, that people are like, ions, something. Not because of that, but just because, I think rocks that light up are super cool. I think anything that lights up is super cool, but it's, especially stars and rocks that light up. Oh my god. And also water features that light up too. And also twinkle, basically lights. I just like lights. So yes, I honestly wouldn't mind having 200 salt lamps around my apartment, except for the fact that people coming in are definitely gonna be like, she believes in salt lamps. And I'm gonna be like, no, not really. But yes, I do want one of those. Possibly several. Oh, fake wood paneling. Fake wood is... Yeah. Gotta improve the feng shui. Akira Okami! Hello! Thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. There is a little Keter. Oh! See, I bonked her head again and she didn't even care. Sweetheart. Ooh, big stretch. me to move you a little bit? Okay, there's only so much that I can move. Until you were in your early 30s, that's fair. Did I see your tweet thread? I did not, Frank, but I did message you on, I did message you on Twitch. If you, let me know when you have access to your Discord again. Yes, thankfully we are aware, and we did kick you out of the fold. Again, let me know when you have your Discord back up, and I'll let you back in. But pretty. Very pretty. Oh yeah, art. I need some art. Oh, rip the hype train. I'm apparently behind on the chat. Hang on, let me catch up. Wait, really? Wait, hang on, Bully Birdie. The salt lamps sweat water? For real? Oh. See shiny stairs and marvel. Yeah, that's me. I love pretty rocks. It's fine, but I love rocks. Okay. Where can you see the fan mail P.O. box? Exclamation point P.O. Oh, Zach already did it. Look at that. I am real far behind. They are actually quite pretty. Attempted to steal $100. Gotcha. Yay! Coded Panda. The Discord, so you need to be subbed at least one time, and then once you're in the Discord, you have lifetime access even if your sub runs out. It's just a little gate to keep trolls. You probably didn't hear that, but this girl snores. She snores, and also when she settles down for a really long sleep, she's one of those cats that goes... And so she snores, and she like makes tiny grumbling noises when she's trying to go to sleep. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for letting me know. I definitely wouldn't have figured that out. Okay. Well, that's all right. I can leave them on all the time. They can be like little night lights, showing people the way. Oh, thank you for the 5 biddies, little sushi roll. A pretty rock advent? What? Can you link it to me? That's very fair, Frank. That's very fair. I'm very sorry. Honestly, it's not your fault though that mean people are out there. I hope that you can take it easy, and you know, everybody here is safe, so don't worry. We're all good. Do I snore? I don't actually snore. I've asked some people what I sleep like, and aside from kicking people if they get too close to me in my sleep, I basically fall asleep and don't move. I sleep like I'm dead is what I've been told, so. Yes, exactly. So we're all good. You don't need to worry about us. Don't worry. I'm very sorry that this happened though. And you know, when it's all sorted out, just let me know. But yeah, Fairy is her shelter name. We're still deciding if we're gonna change her name. We've only had her since Sunday. We adopted her on Sunday. We went to go see her on Saturday. So it's been I think 50 hours since we got her. So she has really settled in very well. Very, very well, honestly. Hi, Nathan.
Grab your sword.
I'm still when I sleep. Honestly, it's very good, Kate. Honestly, it's very good. In your sleep. And can't breathe either. Oh, I'm sorry about that. That can be really rough. And oh, Nightbot. Huh? Oh. Official GVG, hello. Welcome in, Official GVG. Nope. Oh, goodness. Me and Yellow Ring were just not doing it. Boom. Okay, forget it. Nightbot's down. Who knows what happened to Nightbot? Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. You're coming in. So, like, my name is Cara. I go by Chiritoma online. I'm a narrative designer, and usually I play games and talk about games because I make games. But today for this stream, I got a new cat the other day. So this is just a chillin' chat stream where everybody's watching. Everybody's kind of chilling. We're talking about cozy things. We're talking about cats. We're enjoying the sleepy cat in my lap right now. That is this stream. So welcome on in, everybody. I hope you love cats. Hey, Ginger, hello. How are you? We come from, the Halo ring. How is that? The new Halo, or the Halo game that came out, it's good, right? I've seen a lot of people playing it. Nightbot went to bed. Oh, AWS is down, so a lot of stuff is down. That makes sense. Well, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to thank you in chat for the raid, but thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that. Amazon has been having issues. Gotcha. Thankfully, I've been spared. That's good, Chip. I am doing really well. I've got a new friend here. I say really well. Actually, it's been a struggle for a little while, but in this moment, I have a cat asleep in my lap, and that means I'm doing really well. Yeah, AWS has been going bonkers today, I've heard. You adore the Halo games. I've actually played Halo games, and like, they're not bad. I'm just like not an FPS person, so it's like it's just not my favorite thing to do, but like, Halo's pretty fun. Scenario or programming part of game making? Both. Both. So for me, narrative design is one of those titles in game dev that kind of means something different depending on what the team you're in. But for me, I function as a game writer, as a scenario builder, sometimes as a systems builder, like building systems into the game to better reflect the narrative. I do program, and I can program narrative branches and, you know, help out with that kind of thing, but I'm not what you would call a programmer because I don't usually work with making sure that like the structures of the game work. I just make sure that the narrative of the game is programmed properly and works as intended. So yeah, a little bit of everything, and a lot of working, kind of a little bit of a directorial role as well. So it's just kind of all over the place. Oh, no worries. Go stretch your back. Back pain was rough. Go stretch your back. Thank you so much for the raid, though. Thank you. Played every game except 5. Am I doing the bug fixes? Sometimes. If there's a problem with the narrative or with like the stats, like with how the choices and which like if there's a bug that has to do with the narrative, yes. That's the short answer. Halo CE MCC edition. Gotcha. My friends have been playing that a lot lately. Okay, I finally caught up. Which games I've worked on? Let me see. Can we go? Yeah, you can check out Illiseed. You'll find a list of games that like I'm making under my own name, and then I have another link up there that's called Other Games That I've Worked On. It lists all of the games that are out and like you can currently play that I've worked on. I have worked on more. Not every game makes it to the finish line. And then several games that I have made or developed just aren't available for like public consumption. They're going into like school systems for school-aged children to play as part of like curriculum in different states. So yeah, the ones that are available are on there. Online for Infinite is decent. Oh, too weak for the game. Man. Well, at least the new cards are pretty cheap. Eventually that'll come down in price, you know? Whew. But yeah, man, I hate how dark it gets out here. It's 4:20. Blaze it. It's 4:20 and it is about like 7 p.m. dark, and it never comes out. I made educational games. Yes, I actually earlier this year I got to work with a couple of nonprofits who were making educational games about both functional math and structural racism and its impact on COVID-19. So that's fun. So yeah, I did do educational games for both of those. Kind of, I've done a lot of weird things in my portfolio. Gets dark around 5:30. Even as a night owl. Yeah, it's one of those things that I never really get used to here in Seattle, because like, especially in the winter, it's really cloudy all the time, and then it's just like 3 p.m. and you're like, visibility is low, where am I driving? And then like it gets to 5 p.m. and you're like, it's 9, time to go to bed. One of the things, like, if you move up to the Pacific Northwest, is that people's productivity varies wildly, because in the summer, the sun... Ooh! Okay, she scratched me on accident. In the summer, the sun doesn't go down until like 8 or 9 p.m. And then now the sun goes down at 4 p.m. And so like your productivity changes accordingly. We might get some snow? Oh, well that's good. Wait, I forgot that you're in Seattle too. We should meet up and try to hang out sometime, but maybe after the holidays, because it's a mess. The holidays are always a mess. It's impossible to try to see people during the holidays. God. And you're not sure what that says about you? I don't know that it says too much about you, Harvest, to be honest. The only people that I've seen make it all the way through a first playthrough of the game and without getting the bad ending are people who've already been in bad relationships. I did make it very hard to get the good ending in that game because I wanted it to reflect the real circumstances of people who end up in bad relationships like that, where most people need help getting out or end up going back to them a couple times before they can truly get out. So that's why it's designed to be a little harder. Sounds good to me. Bees. The sun set at 4:10. Nah. There are, I think there's only two endings and a secret scene. That's all. Yeah. Sounds awesome. Oh, the COVID-19? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Rom. I appreciate that. You're in a better... Oh, good. I'm glad you're in a better headspace. Again, To Be With You is a really heavy game. Honestly, I'm impressed when somebody makes it through it. It is a challenge to get through it.
Hey, baby. Doing okay? Oh, we purring now? Getting big purrs?
Getting big purrs. Thank you. Thank you guys for the praise on my game. Honestly, To Be With You was a game that I needed to make, and I'm very glad that I did. More than anything else, To Be With You, like, the feedback that I've gotten on To Be With You from other survivors and from people who, like, message me realizing things about their own lives after playing it, like, that's why I wanted to make it. I'm glad I made it. I'm glad that that's what happened from it. I don't know why that asterisked out, but you're fine. Sorry. Oh, got it. I know why it asterisked out. Got it. That checks out. Honestly, sorry. Visual novels are a really great way to explore kind of more artistic stories like that. I'd encourage you to give them a try. They're really...
Oh, big yawn.
They're not too difficult to make, and I think that, you know, I think that in the process of making something like that, you can learn a lot about yourself, which makes it really valuable.
Are you about done cuddling? Are you getting tired of cuddling? To get itchy again? Oh, scratch, 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 scratch.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. Yeah, it's not positioned properly because the focus is not on me, the focus is on the kitty. Hello. How are you doing? Hey. Thanks, Ron. You know, any medium can be used to tell a good story. It's really not about it's really about fitting the story to the medium, pretty much. That was more pets. She does. She likes the scritches.
Yeah, ooh.
As she tries to groom her leg with her... Oh, okay. You know, if you groom yourself so vigorously, you're gonna fall off my lap.
Yeah.
I know. You can't groom your leg. I know. It sucks. It sucks. Do I still have my... Do you want me to groom your leg? Is that good? Does that help? You like it on your head? She likes anything that rubs her face. Anything that rubs her body. Okay, girly. Oh, brushies. Ayy. That is progress. That is progress, Yellowring. There's actually a lot of... sorry. I would encourage you to explore around. There's definitely a lot of visual novels that tackle that topic. You might find one that speaks to you, or you might find one that is like... maybe like gives you some ideas about where you can go if to make one of your own. So I would encourage kind of poking around, especially on like itch.io and Steam. There's really a lot of like not as well known visual novels, and some of them are really quality out there. Asuko had great music. Saya Sounds. Ram is the one who did a lot of the music in Asuko. So, whoop. All right.
You're good. Oh, yeah, you're getting up. What now?
Yeah. Does she meow much? Yes. Yeah. I think that she's going to be meowing a lot more as she gets more comfortable. She does like to meow. Mostly when we're not paying attention to her, but she does like to meow when she's like in a playful mood too. Oh yeah. Want some scritches? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of joke visual novels like the, like KFC game. I'm not a huge fan of those, so yeah. Yeah. I am proud of Asagao. It's not that I'm not proud of Asagao, it's that it's difficult to talk about now for reasons that have nothing to do with me. for reasons that are entirely out of my control. I think Asagao is still, I think like if you take it on its own value, I think it's still a really great game, and I'm still really proud of what I made. It's just one of those things that is difficult to yeah, never make a game about real people. It was a glorified ad. I mean, yeah. A lot of these, in general, a lot of those kind of joke visual novels have communicated that visual novels are a joke to mainstream audiences. And so when people encounter serious visual novels that are actually trying to tell a story or like have interesting gameplay or something like that, people are less likely to give those a chance because they don't fit in with Hatoful Boyfriend and the KFC dating simulator and like what and all this other stuff. So me too, Rom. So many words. Girls und Panzer. Well, I think that like we have to be careful about what we're talking about joke visual novels, right? Because like there's some visual novels that have a gimmick but are still good straight visual novels, like Asagao. And there are visual novels that like they have the gimmick and the gimmick is it. And those are the ones and not only that, but they're like, you know, big, you know, Wendy's, big companies coming in. I just really don't like it because like the visual novel community has always been around since the beginning of games, never really gotten any traction, very passionate, working really hard. Suddenly visual novels became a get-rich-quick scheme, and all of this money flooded in with people who are just trying to make visual novels with like gotchas. And like they didn't really care about the quality of the visual novel, they just wanted it to have like a catchy hook that would cause people to buy it. A lot of those people went bankrupt because it wasn't a good idea, but they saw like Hatoful Boyfriend and they were like, cha-ching. And then like the full manifestation of that is like KFC and Wendy's now using it for clout. And I've heard that those games like aren't that bad, but it really does bother me because it's had a genuine impact on like visual novel sales and on how seriously they're taken by not just customers but also by other game devs, and it's like it's not been a good thing for visual novel developers or the communities. It's been like a pretty conclusively bad thing because visual novels are often like synonymous with like junkware now, which especially hurts people who make visual novels that maybe like don't have extremely great artistic skills or the budget to put in a bunch of fancy particle effects and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the short version. Hey Fiddler, thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. Yes, a new kitty. There are a lot of VN porn games. There are a lot of them. Yeah, just saying. Pig Dan, thank you for following. Enjoy your apprenticeship here. My live stream out? Oh, you're from Montana. Well, welcome on in. I'm Cara. I'm a narrative designer, so I work on games for a living. Normally I stream games, but today I have a cat in my lap. So, and it's a new kitty. It's a new kitty, and I'm showing the community the new kitty. So that's what's happening today. So welcome on in. I hope you like cats. Hatoful Boyfriend. Yeah, it's really a case-by-case basis when it comes to these VNs. Hey, thank you, Fiddler. Visnov engines? So there's a lot of different visual novel engines you could use, Nathan. I always recommend RemPy. It's because like basically you have engines that are WYSIWYGs, like what you see is what you get, where you just, you know, move everything around and tell it what to do and it creates the game for you. And RemPy is an engine where you create the game in it, but it's an engine, so you don't need to know how to code. You basically need to know the equivalent of like regular HTML, and then you can kind of figure it out from there. The reason I recommend Ren'Py is because it gives you a better basis in programming. So if you ever want to go outside of just visual novels, you'll have learned a lot from making your own visual novel in Ren'Py that you might not if you made your visual novel in a WYSIWYG. So that is why I recommend Ren'Py. But there are a lot of other ones out there, and you can definitely take a look at them. The latest one that we're working on right now, we're actually just building in Unity using Inky. So, hello. I can't see. Oh no, yeah, I can't see. I can click on you. Oh, nice. If that's the right one, I like it. It is a good medium for the porn games. It's also just like, that's the legacy of visual novels. Like in Japan, Japan is really like the birthplace of a lot of visual novels, and there's original English language visual novels, OELVNs, and they kind of have their own trajectory and history and community. But like definitely a lot of people take influences from the Japanese visual novels, and a lot of those had porn in them. And then a lot of American companies were like, oh, I bet if I make a porn game that's a visual novel, I can get rich quick. And so now we have a lot of those too. Which if you want one that is actually really interesting and sex positive and addresses issues of consent, and actually for anybody who maybe is not so experienced in the sexual department, it's a really good one to look into because it's literally designed to help people prepare for their first encounter. I recommend Cute Demon Crashers, that's what it's called. And it's literally like a sex positive VN about having sex for the first time and consent and all that. It's very good, very heartwarming, very cute, sexy. I would recommend that one. So, Enjoy your lurk, Fiddler. Ren'Py sounds like more your thing. Definitely check it out. They have the community is really friendly and you can go there and ask for help from anybody. Oh, the Sakura, yeah. 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 There you go. Oh! Oh! Thank you, Sorry. That was literally the goal of, like, that was what I wanted when I made Asagao, so hell yeah, thank you. The thing about Ren'Py is that because it's a Python engine, if you know how to code, you can go in and tweak the engine to make it do whatever you need it to do. So it's really flexible. I'm probably gonna start winding down the stream because I think she's quite tired and probably getting annoyed with me yelling at the computer. But this has been a good way to introduce her to it. She was kind of freaked out at first, but clearly she's calm and used to it now. Good night, Panda. Thank you for coming. It's called Cute Demon Crashers. I think it's on itch.io is where you can find it, I believe.
Yes. Excuse me. That's fine. I was just sneezing.
Ubiquitous. Thank you for following. Enjoy your apprenticeship. I love that username. It's very good. But yeah, as we wind down the stream, we might stick around for a little bit longer past this, but would you all like to share one good thing that happened to you today or one good thing you're looking forward to tomorrow, as is tradition? Obviously, I have a good thing. I don't feel like I need to explain myself much more than this. The song is dope. Oh, my headphones turned off, so I can't hear it. I'm like, there's nothing. You started your new job today? And tomorrow you get... What? 1.2 gigs per... Holy heck. Is that from Comcast or is that like the local fiber? Oh, I see. Thank you for letting me know because we are in the wrong. Let's do this. All right, new playlist. All right, go. Ooh, taco night. Oh, hell yeah. Bye, Yellow Ring. Thanks for coming. Enjoy your taco night. Hell yeah. Your positive remaining feelings partly come from. That's fair. Sorry. That's fair. It's not letting you write about your cat? Oh, I'm sorry. We do have some words that are banned in chat just because, you know, Twitch is Twitch. You got your booster. Oh, congrats. Oh, thank you for getting your booster. Hell yeah. Thank you. Your good thing be seeing your cat? Sure.
Yeah, of course your good thing can be seeing the kitty.
Thanks. I'm glad she made you happy. A doctor's appointment to get blood work done? Oh. Well, it is at least a good like, I appreciate that you're going to the doctor and taking care of your body. So I do like that. That is a good thing. We stand going to the doctor. Oh my god, oh my god, Metal Corpse. Give me the ramen. Send it to me. Work pays for your internet? Ugh. Oh, damn it. I've been waiting for the local fiber to hit me up too. Right now I'm still with Comcast as well. I can't believe your work pays for it. That's legit. Hell yeah. I know you liked it, but it might get my Twitch banned. So it goes. Oh. Ooh, yes. By the way, to everybody here, if you're part of the Discord, Dante, who is Imhotep Sapta here, is going to be running a D&D one-shot that is Christmas themed. It is a Kris Kringle contest to see who, it's like a reality TV show to see who will make the best Santa. So if anybody wants to participate in that, I think that's going to be happening in about 2 weeks. I'm looking into it. I kind of want to join. I think it's going to be, that sounds really fun. So if you're interested in that D&D experience, definitely check out the Play Together channel in the Discord. That is where you can, you know, put in your bid to join us for that. Yeah, thank you, Dante. Oh, you wrapped up your semester! Finishing up a work project that's been in development for 2 years. Pros and cons. Celebrating getting older in a few days. Man, a lot of like endings, you know, a lot of like wrapping things up for you right now, but honestly, I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like you need that time. Hopefully you'll be able to take some time off for the holidays too, right? Oh, some good Japanese. Key is a legendary dev in that part of the industry. What a big grumble. I think she's mad that I'm talking. Homemade chicken noodle soup. Oh yeah. Better to know than to not know. Your brother's work. What? I need to get myself a job at like an established company so that people can pay for my stuff. Municipal fiber. Yeah, at least they recognize that Comcast is a sin. I appreciate that. All right. Now let me see. Let me go check here. I want to. Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna stop streaming and I'll be quiet so you can go to sleep. Okay? Don't worry. Oh, you're stabbing me in the. Can I? Oh. Is that good? Okay. All right. So Comcast is super icky. You know, Comcast has been totally fine for me. I don't like them, but like they've gotten a lot better than over the years than they were when I first moved here, honestly. They've really been working on trying to make themselves not the most hated company in America, which I believe that they got voted twice. So, yeah. All right, let me see who we're going to raid for this. Oh, it's been so long since we've raided. this person, it's been like, I don't even know how long. It's been a while. I think they're still streaming. I don't think they're winding down. So we're gonna stream. Okay. Oh, nice, bees, nice. Honestly, get those Amazon dollars. Like, I don't like Amazon, but I don't begrudge people working for Amazon. Get the dollars. Get the dollars so you can afford to live here. Okay, I'm gonna try to type a raid button, but to be honest with you guys, this cat is hanging off of my chair and off of my lap, and the only thing stopping her from falling to her doom is my hand. So I only have the one hand available. So I'm gonna try to write this. We are going to be raiding, no. We are going to be raiding Brand Dude, who it goes by Sir Brand Dude. You might know them. They're a member of the Rainbow Arcade. They're one of my demisexual friends, so we're part of the demisexual crew in there. I've done some like group streams with Brand Dude, and most recently I played a whole bunch of crab game off stream with some people, which was wild. So they're playing Satisfactory today. Also, they have axolotls. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Axolotls as pets that they keep in the background and that you can see. So there's a lot of, what I'm saying is that there's a lot of enticements to entice you into the stream. So let's go. I believe it. I believe it, bees. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you for welcoming in the newest arrival to my family. I appreciate that. And thank you for also, being so chill about me doing a shorter stream so that I could get her used to the situation. She seems perfectly used to it. But I will be seeing you guys again on Thursday. What are the buttons? Oh yeah, the Pride vs. Prejudice game that I'm making has a Patreon. Here are my socials. There you go. All the things. I'm a professional. And aside from the D&D game and the break that I'm going to be having from December 15th to the 31st, so I won't be streaming from the 15th to the 31st. I think that's everything that y'all need to know. Patreon video for the end of this month is probably going to be my top 5 or top 10 games of the year, including games I did not play on stream. So look forward to that. And we're going to raid Sir Brand Dude. So thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate it. Goodbye. Get your chair dances ready so we can chair dance into Brand Dude. Get them ready. Get them ready. All right, bye guys. Raiding in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.